I would say, communion with God during Easter. I'll go to the point now of our discussions for today. We are facing, nagkakaroon tayo ng problema. Hindi ito perfect kaagad. Especially so, na noon pa, sinabi namin, yung national ID makatulong. Ang problema dito, ang proponent na ayaw o the proponents of the don't, itong mga left. Kaya kita mo ngayon, wala tayong ID system until now. Kung may ID system lang tayo, we could have naiwasan natin itong mga to. Because all we have to do, ang kailangan lang namin, tanungin namin yung DILG, ilang tao yung barangay na yan, then ipadala namin yung pagkain at kunin na lang ninyo doon sa tindahan ninyo or the disposal point, wherever it is, ipakita mo yung card mo, ibigay sa iyo. Ngayon, ayaw ninyo, yung iba ayaw magpalista. You are not hindi ka nakatira sa barangay na ito o nakatira ka sa barangay B or C. Kaya nung nagsisensos ang mga barangay, pati yung DILG, kung wala kayo sa listahan, then hindi kayo mabigyan. Hindi na kasalanan yan. Huwag kayong magturo sa gobyerno kasi ginawa namin ng lahat noon pa. Kaya gusto nga namin may ID. Mananiwala naman kayo sa mga left, mga komunista. Sige. Doon kayo maniwala. May eleksyon na dadating. Doon kayo. Kasi mahaba pa to. Yan ang problema. So inaayos namin yan. Gusto ko lahat mabigyan. Ayaw kong may mamatay ni isang Pilipino na gutom. Kaya may another survey tayo. Madalian. Ang dapat yan barangay captain because that is your duty. Inyong duty yan and the mayors to determine sino yung hindi nasali sa listahan at mabigyan kaagad. May COMELEC listahan. Kayong mga flying voters noon, kung saan-saan kayo nagboto, ayan. Hindi namin malaman ngayon kung nasaan kayo. Pagtawag, wala naman kayo. So that is really a problem. It is a problem that confronts government. Problema ninyo, problema namin. But kung magdating na tayo sa laro ng sisiyan, the blame game, pag-unawa na sanin ninyo kung ano ang talagang sitwasyon, yung totoong realidad ng buhay natin. Pagka ngayon, we're distributing to 18 million low-income families. And problema nito, everybody wants to have it too. Kung naman talagang wala kang kita, wala kang trabaho, naturally I said, after a re-evaluation o revalidation, at malaman na namin, I'm sure Secretary Bautista can act immediately. Total, kunin lang naman yan. And sabi ko nga, hindi sabihin na kung wala ka ng purnada ka na. It's not that. But kung wala ka, maghintay ka, and we will come up. Alam ko, sigurado. Total, sabi nga, hindi tayo maubusan ng pera, mag-utang tayo na mag-utang, ipagbili natin lahat hanggang maubos. Tapos punta na tayo lahat sa Amerika. Alam mo bakit ko sinabi yan? Alam mo, I'd like to address may pinapatamaan ako, ang Pilipino mismo. Pati yung mga countries that traditionally have been lukewarm or refusing to understand or causing problems for other nations, Amerika. Ngayon, ganito ang problema namin. America is part of the problem of the Filipinos now. Kasi sa karaming tinamaan sa kanila, marami ng patay, baski sino na lang, nanawagan sila, basta yung nurse, mga nurse, sige, punta kayo sa embassy, i-process nila ang visa. One day, kinabukasan, lipad ka na. So, yung tayo naman, ang task force ganito, wag kayong umalis lahat, either may gusto o wala. Kagustuhan mo, ayaw mo, dahil mangangailangan, there's no end in sight. Anong katapusan nito? Wala pa. And our numbers are increasing. From the 200 lang na ngayon, it has ballooned. Umabot na ng 4,932 cases. Ang nag-recover, 242. Ang patay, 315. Okay na to. Bakit? Hindi kami nagpapahiro. Gobyerno yon. Nag-decide na mag-lockdown tayo. So yung mga turista galing China, galing Asia, hindi na natin pinapasok. At sinira ko na kaagad. So wala nang pasahan ng sakit. Na minus. Nakita mo sa Philippines, tayo ngayon ang second. The Philippines has ang patay 315, Malaysia 76, Indonesia 373, Thailand 40, Singapore 8, Vietnam 0, Brunei 1, Cambodia 0, Myanmar 4, Laos 0. Yan ngayon. So, aya ko na sa ibang lugar. Ito, ASEAN lang to. Sa ibang lugar, libo na ang patay nila. And one day, America died about, nung isang araw, 1,000. Yesterday, 2,000. Today, yesterday. Araw yan. So, ngayon, nangangailangan kayo ng nurse. Express. Kami naman dito nakakabuhan kasi wala kaming pangbigay kasing laki. So, ang mga nurse natin, naintindihan ko yan Self-preservation yan. So, kailangan magtrabaho sila. May trabaho ngayon sa Amerika. Di pupuntahan sila. Ang problema itong Amerikano. You could have relied on your own human resource. Ibig sabihin, dapat kayo umasa sana sa sariling mga tao ninyo. Ngayon, kinakaltasan mo ang Pilipinas, pagdating ng panahon magkulang, sorry na lang tayo. But I cannot, hindi ko sinisisi. Hindi ako galit. Wala akong emotions actually about this. But kung gusto kayong mga nurse na Pilipino, gusto niyo magsilbi sa ibang bayan, sa ibang tao, okay lang sa akin. Ito lang tandaan mo, pagdating ng panahon, kung maghirap kami, hindi natin alam ngayon, pa-increase ng increase. First wave ba ito? So, kayo na lang mag-intindi. Wala akong... Yung sinabi ni Teddy Boy na hindi natin mapigilan ang pag-alis ng mga Filipino to honor yung kontrata, kasi may kontrata na, impairment of obligation of contracts, at saka yung the right to travel. Ako, I'd like to take the opposite view. That itong ganito, sa ordinary times, talagang hindi kayo mapigilan. At walang makasabi sa inyo, umalis kayo, o huwag kayong umalis, tanggap kayo, magpirma ka ng kontrata. Pero alam mo, during an emergency, yung sa ibang bansa, ngayon ng China, pag sinabi ng China, para. Pag sinabi ng China, bukas. Ngayon yung Hubei, saan nanggaling doon yung itong corona, naka-lockdown. Ngayon, open na sila. Open ang airport. Kasi, nung sinabi ng authority ni Xi Jinping, stay home for 59 days, naputol nila wala talagang lumalabas ni isa. Alam mo naman sa China, delikado ka doon. Pag sinabing ganon ka. Pag hindi, diyan ka sa... alam mo na, it's a communist regime. I'm not trying to say that it's not a democracy. It is a communist regime at it demands total obedience. Hindi ka pwede doon magsabi, hindi. Huli ka. Dito hindi ka magawala yan kasi demokrasya, papasok ang human rights, nandiyan sila Jokno, mas marunong sa mga human rights sa mga left. Ganito ni Sarate, daldal ng intelligence fund na wala hangin. We will start giving the aid to those who are not in the list. DSWD, and again, mag-pinch hit ang DILG to help or you divide the territory, yung iba, DILG, yung iba, DSWD, yung mga tao na hindi nasali sa listahan. Gagastos tayo para sa Pilipino. I said, we will borrow, we will sell, pati, sinong gusto yung Mount Apo, maganda yan. Iyon na yan, suluhin mo. May butas yan doon sa taas, pumasok ka. Maganda ang cave doon. Doon natatago yung mga NPS, sindihan ko yan. Yung sundalo, bubusan mo yan ng 5 drum, tapos sindihan mo. Ika nga, sabi dito, you cannot flog a dead horse. It meaning, paano mo papakainin yung kabayo kung patay na. So, hindi o kayo kabayo. Just an analogy. Yung low income, that is the promise of this government that we will try to I'd ask the Secretary Sani to talk about this. Nauna lang ako kasi para maano ninyo. Tapos ito speech to. Hindi ako nag-i-speech ako pero istorya lang speech. Lalo tayong mamatay nito. May isa pa, yung discrimination ng mga health workers. Alam mo, pag tinamaan kayo ng COVID, didiretso kayo sa ospital, pagkagrabe na kayo. Sino nagsusugal ng buhay nila doon? Yung mga doktor pati yung health workers. Bakit ninyo total, paglabas niyan sa ospital, hoy mga gago, Cleaned na yan sila. Naghugas na yan yung mga damit nila doon, hinubad na. Hubad lahat, walang naiwan. Panibago. So huwag ninyong i-discriminate yan. I'd like to order the police. If there's a report of somebody harassing or facing a discriminatory act, you arrest the person. Huwag mong bitawan hanggang hindi ko sinabi na bitawan. Tawagan ko lang kayo kung panahon na lalo na yung binabato yung bahay, hulihin mo, dalhin mo sa bikutan, huwag mong i-release. Ngayon, kung idemanda ka, sabihin mo, ako, ituro mo sa korte siya. Okay lang yan. Total lang. At yung sa priso naman, huwag mong pakainin. Hayaan mo magutom. Titigas ng ulo ninyo. Yung mga tao, nagsusugal na buwan, naghihirap, tapos ganunin ninyo. Kung ganun, huwag kayo magpa-hospital. At kayo naman mga health workers, kung nakita ninyo yung tao nagbato ng bahay ninyo, nandoon sa ospital ninyo, alam mo na. Alam mo na kung anong gawin mo. Ang isa pa dito may problema kasi yung reported na corona patients. Ang problema natin yung not reported tapos namatay sa mga bahay-bahay at hindi ninyo alam COVID pala ang, corona pala ang dahilan, o ayaw ninyong sabihin kasi hindi kayo makapagburol ng matagal o nahihiya kayo. Sa tatlong ito, ilagay mo talaga ang bayan mo sa alanganin. Kaya hindi matapos ito kung ganun. So again, it behooves upon the barangay captain to see to it that kung sino yung namatay, siguraduhin lang pagsabi, heart attack. Kasi kung walang pinagsasabi din na testing ka agad. Yung pamilya mismo na yung namatayan, testing ka agad. At kung malaman ko na namatay sa corona, kunin ko yung patay, at sa gusto ni Diyos hindi, magagalit kayo sa akin, wala na rin ako magawa, trabaho ko yan, dalhin ko yan doon sa crematory, sunugin ko. Yan ang trabaho ko. Maganda pakinggan sa inyo, okay na, papasalamat ako. Ayaw ninyong umintindi, okay rin sa akin. Maligaya rin ako. Total, ito akin trabaho lang. Yan siyang cruelty. Not at this time. We need to treat the sick. We have to feed our people. And we need the frontliners, nurses, doctor, lahat, health workers, nakapagtrabaho na may kooperasyon sa inyo. Sabihin ko sa inyo, hulihin kayo, dalhin kayo sa bikutan, at huwag i-release. Hanggang ngayon hindi matapos ang COVID. Bahala kayo sa buhay ninyo. Hiningi ninyo eh. Nang itong pagkukulang, may mga medisina kasi, o yung mga kits, testing kits, na kailangan natin. Maybe Joy Concepcion will explain it to us. Tanggalin mo lang yung kanang mamatay, mayaman ka naman. Maraming pera.
Mr. President, so
Sandali, tapusin ko lang itong, kunti na lang. Itong namatay, na hindi tinanggap ng 6 na hospital. I don't know if this is true. For example, there is a patient in the city of Cabanatuan who was refused admission by 6 hospitals. Alam mo, you know guys, alam ninyo mali yan. So pag totoo yan, I will really ask the Justice Department to prosecute you. Kasi alam ninyo na hindi pwede yan. Especially the government hospital. Merong gobyerno. You could have just look for a house there na o kwarto kung saan adjunct dyan sa ospital at sanitize na ninyo at doon ninyo nilagay. Paano yung mga Pilipino na ganun? Kaya lahat na magkasakit, heart attack, appendicitis, pumutok ang kung anong puputok dyan, pumutok yung utak, especially government hospital, my order is must accept admission. You fail on that, I will relieve all of you sa hospital. And you consider yourself suspended because the written order will follow. Itong sa swab, mayroon nga noon sabi hindi mabili kasi ito, ganito, kulang sa health assessment. So we do not have that certification and I cannot wait until all Filipinos die. Sabi nila, hindi daw, and there are some objections ng mga immune doctors. Look, if you have a better way of dealing with the problem, tell us, please. Kung kayong mga left, may mabuti kayong paraan, sige kayo dito. Sabihan ninyo itong mga trabahante, sila General Galvez, Sunny Dominguez, and we will accommodate you and do exactly what you would advise us to do. But if you do not have a better way of dealing with this problem, then I said, kindly step aside and keep quiet. Just like in other countries, yung iba na sumunod talaga, kagaya ng Korea, yung may disiplina na bayan, alam mo, medyo humina sila. Pero sa Amerika, kasi maraming hindi rin sumusunod, at Pilipinas, hindi tayo bumaba. Tumaas tayo from a few hundred to 1,000 now, 4,932 as of 4 p.m. today. Ngayon, April 13 at 4 p.m. The record stands like this. Number of cases, 4,000. Ulitin ko ito para papasok sa utak ninyo. 4,932. Ang nag-recover, 242. Ang patay, 315. Mas marami ang patay kaysa naka-recover. At yung recover na yan, it's not a recovery of 1 day, 2 days. Stay in the hospital or you stay where you are. If you are treated, you might pull through. Hindi na nahinto ito. Kasi baski, kaya ako na-late kami. Yung expert ng mga taga-WHO, hindi talaga ito maputol. Maganda pa naman sana ang record ng Pilipinas because naka-lockdown tayo on time. Nasira natin yung pinto bago pumasok yung mga mga aswang. Pero may pumupuslit yung sumusugal, pupunta na magsugal, mag-inom o kaya sa palengke, there seems to be a lack of uniformity in the matter of enforcing the distance rule, yung social distancing. Alam mo, pag hindi natin ito susunod, walang mangyari. Wala talaga mangyari. Kami dito, salita ng salita hanggang makuha rin namin ang COVID. Baka una kaming mamatay, pero hindi talaga ito makatulong sa Pilipino. Huwag munang lumabas ng bahay. Ang buong mundo, pero sa China, doon si Hubei, doon nag-umpisa yung Hubei, nag-umpisa yung kuwan. Ngayon, ayos na sila. What a, anong tawag na ito? How would I, napakaano na, what an irony. Galing sila sa kanila, tapos sila ang nauna nag-open, okay na sila. Ganito yan, ha? Patapos na ako. Tapos, Joy, itong epidemic or pandemic, hindi ito natapos na sabihin mo yung nasa ospital, yung ginagamot ngayon, yun yung first wave. May second wave ito. Yung mga tao nung kakakahawa lang o noon sipon pa lang, tapos ginagamot na itong nauna, yung iba namatay, yung iba na lumusot, yung iba hindi pa masyado, yan ang second wave. Tapos kung naubos na yan, meron pa talang third wave. Ganito na lang, para maintindihan ninyo. Kung ako ang nagbibenta ng mangga, ang order ko sa mga supplier ko, bigyan mo ako ng hinog ready to eat, ready for serving. Tapos, bigyan mo rin ako yung hindi masyado hinog, yung green, yellow. Kasi pag natapos na ito, itong mga hinog na to, within 2-3 days, mahinog na rin ito, yun ang ipapasok, yun ang second. Ang third, yun yung mangga na talagang green pa. Wala pang yellow, walang kulay pa. Ito yung third wave. Pag nabenta mo na itong second wave, ito yung third. Ganon ang epidemic. Habang namamatay yung unang tinamaan, ospital, bahay, yung iba na nahawa lang, bago lang, yun sila ang second wave. Tapos yung third wave, yung panghuli. Pero paliit na yan. Yan ang ibig sabihin kung bakit kayo i-maintain ninyo ang social distancing or the distant rule. Ngayon, ang mga mayo nito, noong una kong nakita sa palengke, may tigabantay, tapos parang, sige, ikaw ang sunod, parang sa bangko, tapos nakapilaw, ikaw naman, pagpasok sa palengke, ang gawain ninyo dito, bili kayo ng trapal, mainit yan, pero you might want to use another material that is not that is heat absorbent. Palinyahin talaga ninyo. Kayong mga mayors, huwag kayong maglaro. Kasi ang ayaw ninyo mag-social distancing, mapipilitan ako puntahan kita at arestuhin kita. Ayaw kong mag-aresto ng mayor. So huwag ka magsabi, hindi, mayroon kaming batas sunod. Sa panahon ito, ang batas isa lang. Ang batas ng DOH as implemented by Lorenzana, Anyo, Galvez, pati itong yan silang tatlo. Yun yung batas ngayon. Ngayon, kung salubungin mo yan, mapipilitan akong puntahan ka at sabihin ko sa inyo, anong klase ka? Mayroon ng binibigay na instruction. Yung iyong point of view o sarili mong paniwala, taguin mo lang yan. Punta ka doon sa pasok sa kwarto mo, kunin mo lahat sa bulsa mo yung iyong opinion, ilagay mo sa drawer mo, tapos sundin mo lang ang gobyerno. Okay tayo dyan? Mayor, governors, ako, I am your public servant. Kayong mga mayor, bata-bata lang ninyo ako. Utosan ninyo ako kung anong gusto ninyo. Basta makapabuti sa bayan, gagawin ko. Huwag kayong mag-alala, hindi na ako politiko. Mula rin akong silbi na pag-retire ko, wala na akong gawin eh. Nandiyan na lang ako sa bahay. Hindi na ako makalakad. Kasi maglakad ako, magsabi niya si Hanelir, saan ka? Wala ka namang appointment, bakit ka labas ng labas? Siguro may hindi ka talaga nagkamali. Pero hindi ka naman makalabas. Away lang. Huwayin ka ng anak mo babae, magsumbong eh. Yung dada mo gusto na. Ay, pag pumurma na yung anak mo, wala na. So, huwag ninyo ako, ready to go. At sana hindi ako magpapakulong. Pero ito tatandaan ninyo, Pilipino, ayaw ko talagang kulungin kita. Baski ako dito, kinulong ako. Mabuti kayo wala kayong gwardya. Akala mo ba maniwala itong gwardya ko? Sabihin ko yan sa alam, minsan pagalitan mo, pati yung mga anak ko. Ang sagot sa amin, Sir, ang trabaho namin hindi ikaw. Batas eh. Sinusunod lang namin ang yung inuutos ng batas sa amin. Kaya kung ikaw gusto mo pagkamatay, hawakan ka talaga namin. Pero pag naasar kami, itutulak ka talaga namin sa Pasig. Kaya gano'n, meron ng, I cannot mention the pharmaceuticals, the giants. Pero meron na ako nakapaggumawa ng antibody. Yung antibody na hindi galing sa tao. Yung kasing yung antibody na mag-fight ang ang sarili mong antibodies, tapos ma-overwhelm na yung kalaban, yan, gawa ng katawan mo. Mukhang ito sa basa ko, wala akong ginawa, hindi magbasa, makinig, inutusan ko sila, hindi ba na marunong ng hanggang pindot-pindot lang ako. Meron ng medisina, antibody ang isang giant pharmaceuticals. Tapos naghahabulan sila. Sabi, by May, baka they would start to market it. Pabili na nila. Ang problema, sabi nga we are on the last ladder. Ang muna niyan yung mga mayaman na, kasi marami yan kailangan. So as fast as they can really manufacture or farm out the product, just retain the copyright para magtulungan sila. Kung meron na yan, tapos makita ko na ginagamit ng tao, ililift ko. Total, kung magkasakit kayo, may antibodies naman tayo mabili. Ngayon, kung wala kang mabili, problema mo na yan. Kasi tapos na yung, I will lift the quarantine. Ngayon, paglabas ninyo, ganun pa man, I would still insist Kasi sabi ng mga scientist dito, kinig ako. Hindi yung scientist sa TV yung sa salita na personal. Sekreto, ganun pa man. Mask, yung ano yung akin? Ito. Ganito. Mask, alcohol, pati maghugas. Hindi na yung sabon na ordinaryo. Basta soap and water. Okay na yan. Alam mo, pag nagsama lang tayo, kaya natin ito. Kunting panahon na lang. Alam ko, igit na kayo na makalabas. Pag lumabas lang itong antibody na gawa nila sa labas, parang inumin mo, parang kung baga sa bakterya pa, antibiotic, sisirain niya. Kasi itong, wag na. Para mapagsabihin, mas scientist pa ako. The nature of a COVID, gusto ko sanang, baka sabihin ninyo, bakit di ka naman doktor? Bahala na ng mga doktor mag-explain. So I will start with Joey. Kasi ngayon, ang pinaka-burning issue, yung middle class ba, yung mga MSME, after that, Sunny will Joey, mauna ka, then Sunny will give his piece or...
Mr. President.
Mukhang kayo lang man ang dalawa ang ano dito. I'd like to ask the presidential spokesman to listen so that you can formulate a very coherent thing of a presentation.
So, Mr. President, I think a question was asked a couple of weeks ago, which is more important, life or money? There is no doubt that life is the most important. But however, without money, how will people eat? How will people buy medicine? And how will our MSMEs recover? So, how do we bring back the economy in a sustainable way and still make it safe? Mr. President, you did the right thing when you locked down at the right time. We are close to we basically are close to finishing the 1 month. And we're moving to the third reset, which is 2 more weeks. So it's a total of 3 resets or 6 weeks in total that we have been locked down. And I think now is the time that we should really look and plan on how to gradually shift towards reviving the economy, because in the end, social amelioration cannot last forever. We have to bring back the jobs. For confidence to be brought back, I think they have to see that our numbers of the number of people getting infected are starting to taper off and go down. And I believe that with that and with the assurance that we in government are really on top of the situation and finding all means to really help every Filipino worker out there, I think we will win this war. And I'm sure that with our 3 veteran generals who are now implementing this whole execution, and I believe that in the end, you can have a great plan, but in the end, the key is really execution. So I'm confident that Secretary Galvez is leading this role, and I think he definitely has the full private sector support. The donations from the private support has been quite immense. And we are still there, because in the end, if we don't bring back the economy, then many of our Filipino brothers will suffer. And that's our goal, to really push hard. And I think in the end, Mr. President, with your leadership and your gut feel, I think we will succeed.
Thank you, Joy. I hope I'll have the time to review your suggestions, then come up with something which we can convey to you maybe in 2 days' time. Now we would like to ask Sunny, Secretary Dominguez. He has a lot for you. You just listen.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. First of all, thank you for, again, being very decisive and protecting the Filipino people against this COVID. I had a meeting with the World Bank a few days ago, and they said that your decisiveness in first reducing the number of people coming into the Philippines in February, and then in March, followed up by the lockdown, probably has saved 100,000 lives in the Philippines. So again, thank you for being so decisive. This is the trade. This is the real trade-off. How many people are going to get sick and how many people are going to die? So I said this is just the first pass. It took us 2 weeks to get this thing done. I asked the private sector to do it because they have actuaries, they have access to data, but they have not come out with it. So I'm not saying this is the final, I'm just saying this is the beginning of a discussion.
Good evening po, Mr. President, Senator
Yes,
Go, and cabinet members. This will just be very quick. So the proposal is we provide small businesses with a wage subsidy. And I will just discuss quickly the rationale, background, the proposal, key features, and what else we are proposing to help them with. So on the rationale, Mr. President, basically we are going to help the middle class because in one of your speech a few days ago, you wanted to help the middle class. And so we have proposed a program to help the middle class. And the middle class, Mr. President, works in the formal sector. So apart from the 205 billion pesos na binibigay po natin sa mga informal sector or low income, we are proposing to give 51 billion pesos to the employees of small businesses. So that is the first. The second is we will improve upon the social amelioration programs because yung proposal po natin is automated, hindi manual. So mabilis at ipapaliwanag ko po mamaya. Pangatlo po is dadaan po tayo sa data ng SSS and BIR kasi formal sector. Dapat ito po yung gawin natin so that we can target better kasi alam natin kung sino sila at i-incentivize po natin yung better compliance. Kasi yung mga nagko-contribute ng tax at ng SSS, yan po ang unang tutulungan natin. On the background, from March 15 to April 30, we placed Luzon in an enhanced community quarantine. And the rest of Visayas and Mindanao actually followed in various forms. Basically, ang nangyari po is this led to a shutdown of most businesses except yung pinayagan ng Interagency Task Force, yung mga pwede mag-operate on skeletal or yung mga essential para magbenta ng pagkain, logistics, supermarket, drugstore. Ang epekto po nito, there are 1.6 million small businesses in the informal sector. 436,000 po napilitan magsara. Yung 1 million skeletal force, so ibig sabihin 50% o yung iba mas konti. At 117,000 lang yung pinayagan po natin na magbukas para magbenta po ng pagkain, ng mag-tracking or so on. Ang apektado pong workers ay 3.4 million. These are the middle class, whether low middle class or medium middle class. Yung 2.6 million na po ito ay nasa BIR Alpha List. Ibig sabihin yung employers po ay nagko-comply with the BIR submissions. So yan po ang unang tutulungan natin. Pero yung 0.8 million workers, tutulungan din natin, pero ang problema po, yung employer nila hindi nagko-comply. Pero alam po natin, tutulungan po natin, pero second priority.
Now, if there is nothing more to say, that leaves me to two matters, actually. One is that I would advise the checkpoints not to be dismantled, especially by the police, but this is my order. Do not stop motor vehicles carrying food and other vegetables from the province. Wave them through and do not delay their journey because people are waiting for the supplies. Second is that there is a kind of a raucous now regarding the procurement of the PCR testing kits of 900 people. Essential kits and other kits, inactivation supplies, PRC consumables, 7 PRC machines, 10 automated extracting machine, and 10 biomedical freezer, additional equipment for subnational and regional testing laboratories. Kasi itong ano dito, when you use public funds on anything that's medical or medicine, you want to have the health assessment. I think it comes from the Department of Health. But unfortunately, until now, they're still debating on the efficacy of the rapid test we would like to buy. Alam mo, there is no FDA ruling yet because they cannot act on it without the assessment, health assessment of maybe the entire country before they would act on it, ang FDA, which I can understand. But yung assessment na galing sa DOH or a section of that department handling the assessment of the entire health spectrum, it's been there and nobody seems would like to act on it with in a jiffy. Parang ano pa sila, dalaw-dalawang isip. And there's a rule that we cannot use public funds to buy medical supplies, medicines, without the FDA signal. So, there's a na-hostage yung mga rapid tests we would like to buy. I will take the risk. I will order the health department and everybody. In the meantime, private sector is doing it. Maybe we can take over someday or do it altogether with your help. I am clearing the way by ordering the purchase. Total, walang FDA local. But what we are trying to buy outside is approved by the FDA, United States of America. So in a sense that almost all of what we eat by products of all sorts, pagka meron ng FDA approved, there's in the box FDA and galing America, kumpante naman tayo niyan. As a matter of fact, I do not really believe that they would do more testing. Ganun lang yan. So, pagka walang yung assessment galing doon sa baba sa DOH, hindi natin mabili. I'm clearing the way. I will ask Secretary Duque to talk to the people in charge, si Secretary Galvez. And they can proceed to buy it immediately, as fast as you can really do the procurement at this time. Take note of the fact that we are all in this, the entire world, we might not have the supply. And also my fear that kung nandyan yung antibody, of course the rich nations will get it first before we can. And that I placed a condition there na kung nandyan na yung antibody available na sa market dito and that's being sold in quantity, in numbers, then I'm inclined to maybe at that time lift the lockdown. Yes, Secretary Nogales.
Mr. President, we might have a solution to the problem. Yung limitation po natin is because of the Universal Health Care Law. And the Universal Health Care Law specifically provides na yung DOH and PhilHealth cannot procure unless may approval ng HTA Council. Ito yung HTAC, yung Health Technology Assessment Council. But nothing will preclude, Mr. President, any other agency from purchasing. So, hindi lang pwede ang DOH at PhilHealth, but because we're in the state of calamity, OCD can purchase. So, tama yung sabi mo, sir, na si Secretary Galvez and OCD can do the purchase. Or PSDBM, sir. Basta wag lang DOH PhilHealth, but PSDBM can do the purchasing or the OCD, sir.
How much?
Sir, we have to tandem the PCR and the for safety, sir. So we will if we will buy 900,000 actually, sir, 40,000 kits of Sansure can already test 900,000. So if we will test 900,000, the rapid test should be more or less twice as the PCR. So the PCR that we will be buying worth 3.3 billion to include all the capacitation of more or less 28 nationwide accredited civilian and private government hospitals, because we believe in your briefing.
2 million.
Uh,
2 million.
to-
Test 2 million.
Yes, sir, 2 million. Actually, we will test on a rapid test 2 million and 900,000 for the PCR for the confirmatory. So that's the we have to have really to have a safety for the false positive and false negative with the PCR, and also in order for us also to test the efficacy of the rapid test. So that's the point, sir, that we have to really to buy both. The PCR and all the automated retraction and including the freezer, it costs us 3.2 billion. I already submitted it to PSDBM for the immediate procurement. The rapid test we have not yet because we have to sir, we have to be careful. There are rapid tests that sometimes it really gave us a false sir. Merong mga rapid test na sir na kailangan natin talaga na FDA approved.
Sec, I can answer that. If you buy in volume, the recent purchase of Ayala, you can get it anywhere between $5 to $7. If you buy $1 million worth, it will go down that low. So it is based on volume. You can get it much cheaper if you get it on volume. There's one FDA brand that was purchased recently by Ayala. But you have to buy a bigger quantity. I asked DTI to canvass all the different rapid tests, IgG and IgM. They have a list there, and I can have them send it to you. But the price goes down if it's really in a big volume.
Well, I said you can go ahead and buy it immediately. You have my clearance. Okay. So there you are. Sana na napaintindi ko sa mga kababayan natin kung ano ang ginagawa natin and what are the things that we intend to do in the future. This corona is ano ito, it's a wild card sa health ng tao. So we do not know how this will end, when, but for lack of a better way of protecting the people, that is except by asking you to go inside your houses, with my assurance that when the antibody that's being, I said, it has passed the medical tests o yung clinical test nila, it's ready to be sold by May. Kung makita ko nandyan at magkaroon tayo ng supply, then I am ready to lift. Kasi wala talagang vaccine. It might come, it might not. But itong antibody, which has been manufactured outside of the human body, parang killer ito na ano, just like the antibiotic. Talagang bibirahin niya yung bacteria. Ito naman yung virus, yung katawan lang natin. But, you know, for whatever it is really worth, we have to thank these guys for coming up, and whether the efficacy is really sort of hangs in the balance. But with the assurance that they have tested it medically, I am sure that we're able to come up with something, buy it, and if I think that it is really there for good and can help people, then I am ready, I said, to lift the lockdown. Rolly, as wala ka namang problema, Rol. Everything is smooth. I said, the middle class, your patience, yung hindi nakakain, I give it to the barangay captains and the mayors to supervise and look for those guys who are there in the periphery of the barangay, not exactly inside, and that is why maybe they were not included in the listing. Look for those guys in the periphery or na distansya. Sometimes you have to walk about 5 or 10, not really 10, 5 or about 2 kilometers sa bukid. That is the average between one house to another. We have to reach out to them, and this can only be done if the mayor, municipal or city orders it, and the barangay captains follow the order. Then we would have shortened everything, as explained by Mr. Concepcion, Joey. Things might go all right for this country. So I'd like to thank everybody, and if you still have some, let me see, itong dagdag, they come in. All that I ask is that you wear a mask, one that's durable, one that is, hindi yung laylay, ay yung iba nakasabit na lang dyan sa ilong ninyo, it is not sealed, hindi mo well, at least itong paggamit nito, ano mo, sabi ni, ito, as demonstrated by Dr. Dominguez kanina, ganun mo, parang naisisilyado mo. So, hindi magpasok yung ano. Higpitan mo lang kunti dito. And be sure to, matanong ko muna, do we have enough masks for the entire country?
Sir, the Indian community and also with the Indian chamber just bought 6 million masks. And I believe when they donated to us 150,000 masks, they are planning to buy it again to China. So they already distributed it.
Yeah, see, Rex Daniari is planning to bring, he brought 2 planes, he's looking at bringing another plane.
I don't know if I have to say this, but I have a sort of a note from President Xi Jinping uh, expressing his full support for us at this time and citing what we did to help China and, of course, to erase not really erase, but to counter the malign that they were suffering early at this stage. Hindi naman lang kasalanan galing yung who would really want to invent a microbe to kill humankind, pati yung iyo. So he says that they're ready, and I would like to thank President Xi Jinping for his support. At kung galing lang China, wala kayong problema. I think we can have the priority anytime. It's in the other countries producing the antibody. But if China catches up with them, the okay na. Then maybe a miracle will happen and civilization is back on its feet. That is how I see it. So, mga kababayan ko, ginawa namin lahat ito. One is that I really do not want to see a single Filipino dying of, lalo na yung mga bata. So, again, at the risk of being redundant or repetitious, again, I would like to say that go out and seek the hungry before they die. And for itong mga, actually, I do not know if it's still applicable. It's a poor man's standard. Nobody should be offended by this because that is what we have been using even in our speeches in public. Alam mo kasi, unfairly though, I don't know if it is the classification still good, pero ang ating society, in terms of wealth or what's the capacity to hold the money, ang number one is the class A, Group A, which are really the billionaires, the Ayalas and all of them. Good for them. And the second is class B, still the millionaires, but not as rich and not as powerful as class A. Then we have the C, class C. I don't know if this holds, if this will hold true until now. Ang class C, yun yung mga mayaman na nakapagbili kung kotse, bago, bahay. Ang class D, you have to divide this. Upper D, yung may mga trabaho at wala masyadong utang. At ito namang lower, class D, lower. Dalawa yan, division, na kailangan talaga ng tulong. At yung nagbabayad, I said that it was Governor Remulla who suggested it first. It was just also a prayer to government na this group or this class of people should be looked into and receive assistance. So I said we study and we might be able to produce the money. Sunny is doing his best, and I said, ang ano lang is we can still borrow, but pag wala na, then we start to, kung ano yung mga bagay-bagay natin. Kaya nga meron kang ano dyan to save for the rainy day. I mean, everything is almost gone, and there is nowhere a source that you can find. We can always start selling the properties. Yung sino yung makabili ng cultural center, parang palasyo yan. Pwede mong gawin palasyo, nandiyan ka sa trono. Then, marami yan. And the whole of the Boulevard. Marami tayong lupa dyan. And it's itong the peripheral lands around PICC, pati yung cultural center. So, yan ang sinasabi ko. Ang problema is wala pang vaccine. That should be the number one cure, actually. But there's a glimmer of hope dito sa mga medisinang nagawa ng mga pharmaceuticals. Again, I repeat, ito yung antibody. It is not a vaccine because hindi naman ito kinuha ng tao. Oh, I really do not know. Might, pero little lumalabas doon sa data na binibigay dyan sa mga media outlets. Pero pag nandyan na yan, at siguro na tayo. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody. Still, my salute, my snappy salute goes to the health workers, mga doctor, nurses, and we will protect you. We will find a way of, pagkagabi na, and you are still far away from your home, kasi hindi naman you are not delivered at saka yung may mga franchises, most of them are also inside their houses or has taken off for a vacation. So the police should come in. Yung mga health workers, may card man yan na naglaklakad, tanungin ninyo kung kaano siya kalayo at pasakayin ninyo. Give them a lift and deliver them to the house. Galing terminal, hindi naman deliver yan tao por tao sa bahay. Bababa sa terminal, and if you feel that you have to walk, you really have to walk. And if you feel tired or just want to go easy, you flag down any police, military or police. And my order is this, give them a lift. Tumulong kayo sa kapwa-tao natin. These guys are important in our fight because without them, all is lost. So again, I